Hi, in this tutorial we'll be making a salmon gold and chain necklace. For this tutorial you're going to need a pair of wire cutters, a pair of flat nose pliers, and a crimping tool. We're going to need a few beads for this. We're going to need 18 really small gold metal beads. Mine have kind of like a filigree design. Okay. We're going to need 12 of the same design gold metal tube beads. And then 3 large of the same design gold metal beads. And they're round. Okay, you're going to need 2 smooth round glass salmon color beads. You're going to need four of the same kind of bead, but they're round, but they have a little little grooves all over them. Okay, but they're still round, and they're salmon colored glass as well. And then you're going to need the same color. You're going to need 8 of the same color, kind of rectangular or like oval shaped salmon colored glass beads. For the findings, you're going to need some beading wire. I recommend about at least 20 inches just to be safe. You're going to need 2-inch lengths of silver chain, and make sure the links open because you're going to need to open them to connect them. Okay, and then you're going to need 2 split rings. You're going to need 2 crimp beads and 1 lobster clasp. To start out, we're going to take one of our crimp beads and put it right on the end of our wire, and then take one of your split rings and put that on next, and then just take the end of your wire and just pass it back through the crimp bead, just like that, and then just slide it up against the split ring. Now you're going to take the second double groove of your crimping tool and just crush the crimp bead with that, and it should create a little moon shape. And then you're going to use the first single groove on the crimp tool to just fold that in half. And then you're just gonna, there should be a little flat part on the end of your crimping tool, which you can just use that to kind of flatten it down a little. Not too much, because you don't want it to break. Okay, and now we're just going to trim the remaining very close. Okay, just like that. And now we can start adding our beads. To start out, you're going to add one of your oval salmon colored glass beads, and then you're going to add one of your gold metal beads. Okay. And then you're going to add one of your grooved round beads, followed by one more metal spacer. Okay. And then one more of the oval glass beads. So that'll be your first sequence. Now we're going to add some tube beads. So you're going to take one of your tube beads and add that on. And then you're going to add a metal spacer on, a small metal bead. It's just going to act as a spacer for the middle of the tube beads. Then you're just going to add one more tube bead. And then again, one more gold metal bead. And then one more tube bead. Okay, so that your necklace should look like that. And then we're actually just going to repeat that. So we're going to take our oval bead, and then a small gold bead, and then a grooved round bead, followed by another metal bead, and then one more of the oval shaped beads. Okay, and now we're going to do one more sequence of the tube and round beads. So one tube metal bead, one round metal bead, one more tube, one more round one more tube one. Okay, now we're going to add the neckline. So to do that, you're going to use one of your large metal beads. Okay. And then you're going to add one of your smooth round salmon colored beads. Okay, and now you're going to take another one of your small metal beads, add that on. Then you're going to put another one of your large beads on. Okay. Now you're going to add another small bead, small metal bead. Mine have holes all around, so sometimes you can't get it in the right hole. Okay, now you're going to take your last smooth round bead, and then you're going to take your last large metal bead. This one is especially hard. Okay, got it. All right, so this is what your neckline should look like. Now we're going to follow the pattern back around. We're going to repeat the other side just in the opposite way. So take one of your tube beads, add that on. Take one of your round metal beads, the small ones, add that on. Another one of your tube beads, and then another one of the round metal beads. Okay, now you're going to add one more of your tube beads. Now you're going to take one more of your oval shaped salmon colored beads, and then you're going to take another one of your metal spacer beads, your gold metal beads. And now you're going to take another one of your grooved round salmon colored beads and another metal bead, another small tiny little metal bead. Okay, and then one more of your oval salmon colored beads. All right, now we're going to do one more sequence of the tube beads. So one metal tube bead, one small metal round bead, one tube bead, one small metal round bead, and one more tube bead. And you should have no tube beads left. We should have used all of them up. Okay. And now our last thing is we're just going to add one of our oval shaped beads, one more metal bead, and then one of our grooved round beads, and then we're going to add our last metal spacer bead. All right, there we go. They're so tiny. Okay, and then we're going to add our last oval shaped bead. And now we just have to finish with a crimp bead. So you're going to take your last crimp bead now, and you're just going to put that right on there. And you're going to take another one of your split rings. Not your lobster clasp, you're going to take a split ring, and then just feed your wire back through the crimp bead, just like that. And then take your split ring and the end of your wire and just pull it down. All right. And make sure your necklace is nice and lined up. And then just hold the beads in the end of the wire to prevent it from sliding. And take the second double groove of your crimping tool and crush it. Make kind of like a moon shape. and then take your first single groove and fold that in half, and then take the end of your crimping tool and just crush it down a little bit. Okay, so that part's done. Now all we have to do is trim the wire. Make sure to get it as close as possible. All right, so now that part's done. Now we're just going to set that aside, and we're going to work with our chain. Now we're going to take one of our lengths of chain and just open it up. You can either use another pair of flat nose pliers, or you can use the little end of your crimping tool. It's obviously easier with another pair of flat nose pliers, but if you don't have them, that's fine. And then you're just going to take one of your jump rings on your necklace and just hook it right on there. And then just go ahead and close it up. Okay. So now we have one connected. Okay, now you're going to take your other length of chain and just open up the loop and just hook it right on to the other split ring. Mine doesn't want to hook on. There it goes. And then just take your either your flat nose pliers or your crimping tool and just close it like that. Okay, and now you should have both ends with a chain connected. Now all we have to do is add our lobster clasp. So again, you're just going to open up the end of one of your chains, okay, just like that. You're going to take your lobster clasp and just put it right on there, just like that. Okay, and now you're just going to close it. Whoops. Just like that. And now you are done your necklace, and this is what it should look like. There you go. That's what it should look like. Okay, thank you for watching.